Ooh, hello there, my fellow theme park designers. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to Sci-Fi versus the Wild West. And we're on our brand new log flume, which is just about done. And I'm very excited to finally kind of wrap up our first official attraction here on our world. And we're gonna get our head chopped off. I love this little thing. Let me look back real quick. Look at our head chopper. Oh, no, apparently I can't. I'm sorry. You can't see it. But anyway, I think this came out really cool. And like I said, I'm just excited to finally have an official attraction complete on our world. And why don't we take a look at some of the progress I did? I've been adding so many of our little trees, as you can see, and I love your guys' idea about adding the upside down anvil for a stump. I think that looks really cool. And I'd really committed to the one that I had down, the real kind of pokey looking one, the one that looks like a beaver's been busy with. I've kind of left that one because there's so many of them on there and it would take forever to remove them. So I kind of combined the two. So I think that looks really nice. Now over here, this is pretty cool. So inside this cave, I really wanted to add some, more action to it, a little bit more energy. So I got a little guy up there. See him? He's by the plunger right there. He's also armed with a weapon. I have 2 triggers set up in this location here. And this whole mine car is just ready to explode. We got the fire brewing. Oh, here it comes. Watch this. Yeah! Oh, isn't that awesome? I love that. And then down here we have the minecart track where it's all kind of broken up. You see, I really kind of made it look like it had just gotten exploded, so I think that's really cool. Also, some particle effects coming off of the roof right there. Pretty fancy, I might say so. And yeah, very pleased with the way this has come out. And let's kind of dive down real quickly down to our station. And of course, we have our additional kind of cutter device over here. I think looks really nice. Got the piston rolling, got the little sparks there. Oh, maintenance man. Hello there, maintenance man. Got extra little details in here. I don't think I showed you guys. So just added an extra little wheel, a little stove, which corresponds, of course, to the pipe on the outside. So I think that looks really nice. And let me swirl around here. And I just some extra details, some crates, some ropes, and different things along those lines. Got another little boiler on this side. So I think this kind of helps tie the story in from the interior also. So I think that looks really cool. And the next thing we need to work on is the entrance. So the entrance is bland and boring. So what can we do to spruce this up? Let me get some supplies and think about what we can do here. So looking through the materials we have, I've opened it up also to some pirate action. So I'm gonna start with a log. Now, the original idea that I kind of had for this spot was that if we did some logs here, driven into the ground, and we did a little cross beam at the top, I think could look really cool. So let me see if I can orient this. All right, so my idea with this is that we take the log and we cover up these kind of concrete posts with the red lights on there. Now, we don't really need to tell guests that this is closed because we've got a cast member here directing people, so that's gonna be perfect. So what I'm gonna do is try to nestle these things like right on top. Let's see, can I advance move this? Oh, look at that. I'm just going to advance move that right on top of that. Looking very cool. So see how I'm doing that? Just kind of bringing these right over the top of these little posts so we can kind of cover them up. And then how are you doing height wise? Okay, so this is my concern with this whole thing is if we say we give this maybe, let's do advanced move on this one more time. And I'm gonna swoop on over to this guy. I know you guys had given me some suggestions on better ways of doing movements. And I remembered, I was like, oh man, next time I do an episode, I'm so gonna remember that. And then I kind of forgot. I apologize about that. I think you told me some awesome hotkeys to do. Now, this is the design that I'd intended to do. Now, as you can see, it's a little top heavy, not quite in proportions there. So, I gotta think of something on how to bring this more into proportion. And there we go. I think that is pretty good. It keeps the balance a little bit. As you can see, I've added some additional logs on either side. It still sticks out a little farther than I would like, but I think we've definitely got to a point where it's a little less top heavy in design. Now, sometimes the little post right there shines through there, and I would like that to maybe not do that. So we can adjust this post just ever so slightly to make that go away. But if we jump back into our scenery here, let's hit our western and let's hit a little pirate action. There we go. Let's line this up. So what I was thinking about is I really, this is a tough one. I like these lanterns. They're, of course they're the western style, but I also really like the pirate one. I'll show it to you in just a second. So we have those 2 options. And then if I jump over here, I know this is very piratey, but I just like this. It has a very good, substantial, presence up there. It's got the good light. Whereas the other 2 lamps are a little bit on the scrawny side. Thoughts? Because I think these more match the scale of the logs. So I'm kind of considering going with the pirate one, even though I know it doesn't quite go with the theme, but I think it still serves its purpose. And I think that looks really kind of cool. I'm thinking about moving this post down just ever so slightly, just giving that just a little bit of a different look. And this isn't supposed to be, you know, very like symmetrical or anything. This is out in the West. These are, you know, just put together by your hands and things. I was about to say your feet, but yeah, to be honest, that didn't make any sense. So I'm gonna push this down here. Yeah, you're just putting up these like 500,000 pound logs with your feet. And that's great, Scar. There you go. All right, so I think that looks kind of cool. A little bit off center, perfect, just the way we like it. Now, scenery tab. It would be great to have some form of like a favorites menu, so you could go back and forth. That would be just the greatest. Okay, these little panels right here, where'd they go? I just saw you, but you just got out of my life, and I want you back in my life. There you are. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna take these guys, and I'm going to, I think I'm gonna go like this. I think I'm gonna go like that. I like it a lot. And then I'm going to swoop this over here. Wait, come on, do what you're told. Do what you're told. Thank you. You know, gotta tie up your horses eventually. And then these are the big ones. We don't want the big ones. But I like this. I like where we're going with this. I think it's starting to come out pretty cool. The last thing I was thinking about doing is trying to incorporate the queue into the dirt. And I want to show you what I mean by that. I want to take some of these planks. There they are. This is what I was thinking. Let's actually do the big one first. Oh yeah, that's gonna be great. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go a little bit like that. Oh, there we go. And then maybe just this guy right here, just a little bit of detail. It kind of ties the pathway going into the queue of the attraction into the pathway. I think that looks really nice. And bam, I'm super happy with that. Where's that rope? I heard there was a rope these days in this column. It might be in that other segment of building supplies, but we'll get that in just a minute. But yeah, I think that is looking really cool. We got to decide on what this attraction's name is going to be, like Scarred Canyon Log Company. I don't know. We got to come up with an idea. So help me come up with an idea in the comments. I'll just come up with something just random right now. But if you guys come up with something really awesome, we'll definitely name that when I find it. And there we go. We got ourselves a marquee for our brand new water ride. And here comes the happiest maintenance man in all of the land. He's even got like an orange jumpsuit, and look at that. That guy's super fancy. Anyway, let's get back to our sign. We've got either end of this, we've got some hanging little posts. Now, the reason I've added these is most modern theme parks, you know, they've got the fast pass and they got the super pass and the quadruple premium super duper pass, and they've got little signs, you know, up here directing you to those different lines. And, you know, we'll have one for standby, one for fast pass, and of course the main attraction sign here, which I need you guys in the comments. Let me know what we can name this attraction. We'll put it up here. So I think that'll look really nice. And I'm very pleased with the sign. I think it kind of fits in with the whole deal. Got a little rope over there. Got the kind of hitching wagons. Got a little axe and some crates and things. But yeah, I'm super happy with that. But it's now time to start working on some other things. So we need to start filling in this area of the park. So I've been thinking about where a mine car roller coaster is gonna go. What about some flat rides? So I've been doing some investigation work here. So let's jump over to rides. And inside our ride panel, I found Gears of Fear. Now this is a very kind of a Western theme. Think of almost like, you know, like the Old West, what's that movie with Will Smith? I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. Wild West or something along those lines, kind of reminds me of that. So there's this, and now I'm looking through here and I'm like, come on, there's gotta be something else we can use. All of these are themed towards, you know, maybe you'd think of like a pirates with that. And I mean, obviously pirates here. And then you got a merry-go-round. These things aren't gonna quite fit into our theme. Now, can we re-theme some of these attractions? Maybe. Say we took the bumper cars, and what if we put them inside of a barn and it was a wild rodeo or something along those lines? I'll admit, that sounds kind of cool. But some of these, I mean, these are obviously space, and these will go in our sci-fi land eventually. So I was trying to find something themed towards oil rigs. And this was the closest thing I could find because there is an oil rig theme within the Wild West play sets, you know. So I don't know, I'm still trying to figure this out, what designs we're gonna go with, but we're definitely gonna start with Gears of Fear. We're high above the Sci-Fi versus the Wild West theme park, and this of course is our brand new log ride. Now down here is our Wild West town, and of course the park entrance with the Ferris wheel, food court, and eventually I want to add additional attractions around the hub. Now this of course is the future sci-fi land. Now I'm trying to plan out where the roller coaster is going to go. I was hoping to put it back here, but after like some careful planning, I found that it's just not going to fit. We're going to have to do it in this little section right here, which I think will work out. Now, That opens us up with a lot of extra land for, you guessed it, Gears of Fear. I love that name. All right, so let's get busy here. Let's open up our ride panel. Let's grab out Gears of Fear. And this is not cooperating. This is not cooperating one bit here. That's kind of a bummer. All right, we're gonna have to work on this. So we might need to flatten that section. So why don't we jump out with the terrain tool here, and let's go to the sculpting panel. And is there, oh, flatten to foundation. I've never used this function, but this is gonna work out great. Oh, yes. Oh, awesome. That just gives us what we need instantly. That is perfect. Except I'm kind of getting some other ideas here. Isn't that, you know, you start out with something, it's gonna work perfect, but then you just get hit by inspiration. And you're like, actually, Scar, we're gonna kind of go in a different direction here. Gears of Fear is gonna be underground slightly. I have this idea. I'm kind of excited to do it. Okay, so we got a decent foundation built up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop Gears of Fear under here. And the reason I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna theme this to some kind of crazy mechanical mining machine being developed secretly back in this back corner over here. So I think that's gonna look really cool. Why don't I give this a little test, and I'm gonna show you guys what I mean here. Watch this thing take off. It looks like, oh, hello. Oh, wow. Actually never watched this up close. I do know that it goes like this. I just watched it once from like a distance from above. I didn't know it did that awesome fire mechanic. But anyway, it just looks like it's kind of like churning up the land. And I think this is gonna make a really cool attraction if we theme it appropriately. That's the point. I'm not a big fan of these style rides, but if done in the right style and theme within the land, then we got something special. So I'm starting to get fairly pleased with the way the terrain is kind of built up and around the device here. And I think there's kind of a nice little rock slide back here where we can incorporate some more rocks into it. But yeah, I just really want to make this feel like it's just turning up the land around here. So why don't we jump in and take a look at the park entrance. So what I think I'm going to do is just kind of throw it on this side, and I'm going to throw the exit over here. And then path-wise, what I've been thinking about is kind of running the, you know, the entrance to it up this way, and maybe have the exit coming out this way out of the actual pit. Down in this little section, I think we could do something theme-wise. I haven't come up with what, but maybe another kind of mechanical piston thing down there I think would look really, really cool. And welcome back, and do you smell the smell of progress? That's right, we've gotten quite a bit of progress done. So getting the pathways and the queues lined up, I'm just doing a really temporary kind of paint job. Oh my, I went off a little on that side. All right, we'll clean that up definitely. But as you can see, I'm just kind of getting the basics done here, lining up everything. So I've got a decent sized pathway. It kind of has a nice little loop to turn you back around. So it's not just a dead end, you're just instantly up against the wall. So the nice little dead end. Now I want to build some other attractions up here, maybe on the cliffs. And that's what I want to theme towards, kind of those oil drill machines. So I think that would look really cool. Finishing up with the Gears of Fear. This is weird. Got to fix that. I'm still trying to think of like theme things. So down here, as you can see, I kind of changed the, oh, I can't paint this. Oh, that's a oh no, I can. Wait, oh, this is quite a mystery. I want to do it kind of really nice and kind of charred up like this. So I want to add some extra details here and there. But anyway, I think this will look cool. Originally, I was thinking of like doing it as a wood floor, but if I can do it as natural terrain, well, then that fits in better with our theme we're trying to achieve. And welcome back, and look at this beautiful landscape coming out. I think this is coming out really, really nice. We have lots of beautiful rocks, plants, and all those details. Now back here, I love this little slope going downwards. Now we've highlighted that, of course, with the sand. And I think that really comes out cool. Now, let's just add a couple of new details here. One thing I want to do is I want to add this big old boiler right there. I think that's just added those extra little things to this that I think will come out really cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this upwards a little bit like so. And then I want to do something else. I don't want to make this exactly like our thing up on the hill. So let's change it up a bit. Let's kind of like swerve this around here. Maybe make a secondary steam piston thingy-bob. Oh, I think I love a thingy-bob. Let's see, why don't we do, let's see, what's this firebox? Now, I was thinking we could do something else with this, but what if we did some, oh, I like that. That's kind of cool. Like I said, I still want to do something slightly different than our other side. So what we could do is maybe put in another one of them on that side like that. There we go. And then on the top, maybe this is the only one that has a smokestack right here. Oh yeah, that'll look cool. We'll run that up to about that high. Yeah, it's a little off, but I'll center that in just a second. I want to keep moving. And then there's all these little devices here. If we can grab one, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, we can take this and do some really cool things with this. Where can we put this? Also, some fire maybe coming out of here. I think that'd look really nice. What are these? Oh, hello. That's pretty cool. Can we, oh wow, we can put this really close to the attraction. Oh, but I don't know what to do with it, but I'm just happy that you can actually put this like directly onto the vehicles. That's really cool. Trains, I'm just kind of seeing what I can do and can't do. That's what I'm trying to see. I think another little firebox maybe over here in the queue would look really cool. But yeah, look at that. I think, why don't we do these next to the ride? Oh, I was hoping to put some extra of these gear turning things onto the sides. I think that'd look really cool. Probably some back in this corner. Now, can we adjust the angle? Can we do snap to, oh, that makes life easier right there. Very cool. How come that's not turning? Oh, that's not turning either. You know, that thing spins like crazy time. Oh, do I have this paused? Oh, I have it paused for some reason. I'm like, why is it not working, guys? I just can't figure it out, but that's why. All right, whoa, okay, that was surprising. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a really cool detail from the backside. Things are starting to look pretty good down here in the gears of Fuse. We have our mechanism built up on this side, lots and lots of little detail emerging around the corners. Inside the queue, I've got a little kind of base camp set up. We have a nice fire, wagons coming in. Now this is a dangerous operation, so there's some coffins, This is a kind of experimental mining technology here. And also down at the little smoke thing, I don't know if I showed you guys, but did you see the puff go by right there? It's just the little details, you know, adding those are what's so much fun in this. And also the little sparks, the little bit of steam, you know, penetrating outside of the boiler. So I think that looks really cool. Also added this, I would love to speed it up. Like I wish that was going about 3 times the speed. I think it would fit with the rest of the theme over there. Now, this is of course kind of a mining operation. So, you know, I found this barrel thingy, Bob, and I have no idea what this does. It just shoots out barrels and I love it. So I had to add it. Just some extra supplies over in this corner here. Now I need to add something right here. Now I haven't quite decided what that's gonna be, but I wanna see what this looks like from above. Oh, I think that's gonna look really cool. It really helps kind of bring in some more detail, some more life into this area of the park. Now, like I said before, we need to choose something in this area. It's such a bland and boring area. Maybe we'll build in right here, but I wish there was a few more Wild West style attractions, or at least something that's easy to theme like we looked at. There wasn't a lot in terms of this, more for, you know, just standard kind of generic themes and or, you know, sci-fi. So yeah, I think things are starting to come out. Like if you're walking around as a guest in a park and you happen upon this area, you're like, dang, this is pretty cool over here. I got to get in line for this attraction. So we need to add something here and then add some toilets, and I think we'd be pretty good. Welcome back, and I may have gotten a little carried away with the design of Gears of Fear. Look at this thing. I just added so much fire and smoke, and that's kind of the theme of it. It's very industrial, ripping up the ground, finding that gold underneath. And I added some more, you know, mechanisms back here. Lots of little smoke puffs and things. Now, if we click on the actual attraction, I think we've got a decent rating for a flat ride. I think we could do better still. We're at about 633. I think we can do better than that. Now, I tested one of these a long time ago, and I remember if you put like other rides next to each other, I think that increases it. So that's definitely something, but I would prefer to get it up a little bit higher, maybe up into a 4-star. That would be ideal if we could, but look at this thing. Look at all the smoke and the fire. Oh, that thing is really cool. Lots of little details down here. We got, you know, some barrels, added a little more detail to there, so it's a little more customized. Added some wheels and things. But our top section here at our ride entrance is quite boring. Bearded man here is like, Scar, this needs work. See, I told you, look at that, he needs work. So what I was thinking first was I could take maybe one of these big guys, and I was like, that kind of covers up the whole entrance. And then I was thinking maybe something like this on the side, as it kind of demonstrates well what the attraction is. So we could think something along those lines. Maybe put like a little smokestack on top. There we go. Put that right there, beautiful. So something like that. Now, how do we incorporate the attraction's logo and or marquee to this? That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure. But one thing I thought, I want this to be fairly peaceful down here. I want it to get a little bit more wild as you go farther down the track. So by putting a few of these little tracks, maybe we can even do like a nice little minecart right here. So I think that would look really cool. So we can kind of arrange these in, was hoping to have a little bit more control with that. But this is more, you know, this isn't exactly, you know, to scale and all that stuff. It's more just for general themes. So why don't we take out our minecart? Sometimes I lose this thing. Ah, here it is. And I'm going to set that on there. It just adds an extra little bit of detail when you're walking by the pathway. And then, of course, maybe we can even put a little TNT inside. Doesn't that sound amazing? There we go. Let's put a little TNT in there. Get a little more in there. Nice. There we go. Can we double this up? No, that looks a little bit hokey. Let's drop it down just a little bit more into there. And I'm going to do one over on this side right there. Oh, there we go. I'm loving that. And one additional block in there. I'll probably add some more rail here, but sometimes I like to kind of cut all that out because sometimes it can be so time consuming to place each object on camera. So some of these little details, I'll refine it a little bit more like this off of camera, but I just want to kind of get a little bit far. Oh, can I reverse that? Nope. I was hoping it would give it to me, but it just didn't want to. Let's pull that down there like that because I just don't want to have it that messy. I can't do it that messy on camera. There we go. But like I said, I'll probably take this and add more track to it. Now the entrance here, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with this. It needs something like maybe one of those steel pillars kind of coming out of it. I think that would look really nice. But let's see if we took one of these and potentially, oh, this could work. This could work. Oh yeah. Oh, that's perfect. And we just have like the little marquee hanging from there. Haha, that would be amazing. I love it. That's gonna be great. Any more details through here? I think of put a little, just hang that on there just ever so slightly, just casting a little light when it gets dark. I think that'll look really nice. Couple little details here. There we go. Awesome. Okay, there we go. Let me add the little sign to there, and then we'll wrap this all up. And there we go. We got ourselves a marquee, looking very nice. We have a little smoke coming up, just a few gears, and a little bit of fire brewing in the boiler there. Also, I left this section blank. I think that looks good. We kind of keep that area blank with our cast member. Come on now, don't give me that look. This thing's amazing. See him shaking his head. Oh, he's upset with me. He's probably mad because this thing's all hot, and he's sitting out here in the desert. This thing's like 200 degrees. Anyway, got our sign here looking very fancy. Got our little track vehicle, added some rocks, some plants. So I think that kind of helps tie it all in and going down the pathway here of Gears of Fear. I think this is looking just crazy awesome. We've got the Gears of Fear rolling like crazy, got a decent excitement rating. Now, like I said, I would love to get that at least at about 700. Now we can do some upgrades. So definitely let me know if you have any ideas on how to increase that for this attraction. And yeah, I think this came out really, really cool. And it kind of has our theme where it's really kind of like tearing up the ground here. And the theme is to crazy industrial, right? It's like something that some mad, crazy scientist came up with or engineer, and they're kind of testing it out here in the deserts. This is like the original Area 51. Maybe that's the name of this. But yeah, I think this came out really cool. Now let's zoom up here and take a look at our town. Now, I'm kind of considering opening the park at this point. I feel like we have 3 great attractions that we're going to continue to add more and more, but I'm just kind of wanting to see what it's like in the park with actual guests moving about. So if you made it to the end of the video, let me know if you think we should have guests in the park, yes and or no. Now, the downside of having guests in the park is I heard there's some lag, so that's one reason I've considered not incorporating them into the park yet. Also, the fact is I kind of like having it all ready to go and with all the attractions installed, but I just think maybe it would be something cool to see all the guests interacting and seeing what all the vehicles and rides do and eating down at our food court. So yeah, there's some pros and cons to it, but definitely let me know what you think. Yes on the crowds and no on the crowds yet. But yeah, I think this came out really cool for our attraction today. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my video. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later.